What's up there, Misfits? Welcome to Pages of Ascension. Of course, welcome back if you've been hanging out with me for a while. Definitely welcome back, Tribe of Misfits. This is a reading for the Dark Nights. So what do I mean by Dark Night? That is for those that are going through the Dark Night of the Soul process, or what I like to call is the Dark Journey of the Fool. So here's the thing. A lot of readers, a lot of tarot readers will talk about tarot as being the journey of the fool. That, I mean, originally it was a card game, but that's effectively what, you know, what it intends to relate in its energy is the journey of the fool, you know, what we take or what we go through to get to our ascension and to reach the best version of ourselves. But I feel like it's often neglected, that there is a shadow side to this journey. So that's basically what this reading is intended to address, okay, in a nutshell. So let's go through some fine print first before we fully get into your reading. So I'm an adult. I use adult language. I do try to keep it at a minimum, but I'm not gonna lie, I got a potty mouth. I'll do my best, okay? But if that offends you, exit stage left. I'm probably not the reader for you. All right, especially these readings, I'm a little blunt, so you may not like the delivery, but if you do, hang out, you may learn something, okay? This may actually get you some information to help you out with whatever you're going through right now, okay? And of course it goes without saying, because this is a general reading, it may or may not fully resonate with you, if at all. If it does, you know, and this reading helps you, that's fantastic. You know, please give me a thumbs up, leave a comment if you feel comfortable enough doing so. I would really love to know if this particular reading helps you, okay? This reading is basically why I created my channel. It was the entire purpose and background. It's my why, is to help people through this process. So if this does help you, please like the video, subscribe to my channel if you're feeling my energy, you know, and if the messages that come through don't necessarily fit for you, but they fit for someone that you know that's going through this, share this video with them, because they may actually get something helpful out of it, okay? And then last but not least, if you're looking for a more personalized reading, you can find those over at my website, POACreator.com. I've got a little bit of something over there for everyone. I'm not currently doing live readings just because my schedule can't accommodate it. I do work outside of this, and I also volunteer outside of this, so I'm a pretty busy lady. That will change up a bit in the fall. So look for fall if you're looking specifically for a live reading. The only ones that I am doing right now are the ones listed on my website. So there's that. Yeah, I think that's it. So let's go ahead and get this last card out for you, and then we'll hop in. I said one. Never fails. Also, it sounds like things are about to get popping around where I'm at. I'm in an apartment complex surrounded by people with children. So if you hear like a lot of heavy footsteps or the door slamming and stuff, I can't control any of that. I'm sorry if it's distracting to you, but I can't do anything about it. So bear with me. Okay, so, ooh, okay. Ooh. Hey. So, so I feel like there's some sharp communication coming in for you, Dark Knight. And, wow. Okay, so, yeah, this is, whew, and I'm thinking the cards are probably going to, the clarifiers are going to end up backing this up. But I feel like there's been this block in communication and getting on the same page with your partner specifically. And I say that because we've got counterparts. We've got the king and queen of wands here, okay? I feel like whoever the king is likely a Leo, just because we've got the sun card sitting on top of it. But this blockage, this 10 of wands, it's like this partnership, even for as passionate as it is and has been, something about it has become a burden. Okay. It's like, okay, so I'm hearing the eggs fell out of the basket. I don't know what that means. It might mean something for some of you, but the eggs fell out of the basket between the two of you. Now, I feel like part of this might have to do with one person getting more attention than the other. And I say that because the sun card is here. Now, I love the sun card. It's the best card in the deck, but I do feel like it's not mentioned enough that as much as the sun can nurture and grow, it can also scorch and burn. And I feel like that's kind of what's going on here. And it has to do with the language that the two of you are using with each other. Okay? Words do stick like needles. Okay? They do stick like needles. They can scorch. They can burn. And I feel like the communication and the language that the two of you are using with each other has become very burdensome, and it's just further breaking down this relationship, okay? So let's go ahead and dig into the clarifiers. I'm not getting much more than that with what came out. So let's see if we can pull some more. But yeah, I do feel like sharp communication is at the forefront here. It's almost like one person feels like they're so high and mighty that they don't feel like they're infallible, that they can never be infallible, that they can never be wrong about anything, and that's just not the case. You know, whatever this is, whatever topic that the two of you are constantly, I feel like, going back and forth on, carrying this heavy load back and forth, carrying having the same conversation, I do feel like it's beginning to alienate the other partner. I don't know which one you are in this, so pick whoever you are, okay? When it comes to these readings, nobody's really infallible, because that's what ego is. That's what our shadow side is. It makes us infallible, but it makes us think that we're not, okay? So let's get some cards for the Knight of Swords. So Queen of Cups and Nine of Pentacles. So this might be arguments about money, okay? And there might be so many arguments about money that it's literally sucking the emotional connection out of this partnership. So normally my Nine of Pentacles is a sitting pretty card, but for whatever reason, just the way it's landing and where it's landing and what I'm picking up, it doesn't feel like a sitting pretty card. It feels like someone who's been a little bit greedy and hyper focused on themselves and not the partnership or the other person. It's possible the two of you actually, I would say, even own a business together. And it's also possible, and I hate to mention it, actually, I'm not going to mention it unless I see it coming up, but I gotta let in with that. I can't just like drop the ball on y'all like that. But with this Queen of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles, I think you could be dealing with an outside party. This is someone who I wouldn't say is necessarily affluent, but they handle their business, okay? Likely a water sign or someone who embodies the water element. Nurturing in that instance. I don't know, again, I don't know who you are in this. I don't know if you're the queen or the king. But I feel like the sharp communication coming in might be about this person. So, so the two of you could be childhood sweethearts or high school sweethearts. You've known each other for a very long time. It's possible that the two of you might have even gotten together and, you know, early on in your lives, and you haven't been with anybody else, and that I don't want to say that that could be part of the problem, but that could be part of the problem, because someone's thinking, oh, well, there's only been you. You know, what else is out there? And I don't know how long this partnership has been going on. We could be looking at a decade-long marriage here. You know, 10 years of being together, and now this is kind of starting to come up. And likely what it is that, you know, outside of the issues I'm seeing here of like really harsh communication and argument and like basically shifting the load back and forth and no one really taking responsibility, it's possible y'all just need to like freshen stuff up a little bit. Okay, go see a counselor about that. So we've got 10 of Cups, Knight of Cups, 4 of Cups. So yeah, that, you know, it's I feel like the Queen of Wands in this scenario is looking back to the past, almost I would say living in the past, thinking like, oh, you know, I remember how happy we used to be, how complete our family felt, and you know, I remember, you know, when you told me that you loved me for the first time and that you wanted to be with me, and you know, now I just feel like you don't give a shit, you know, here with the 4 of Cups. So this Queen of Wands is very, very, very emotional in this situation. So it's possible with the Sun landing here over on the King of Wands that the Queen of Wands is feeling neglected by this King of Wands. Again, and no shifting blame and no judgment on anything, okay? I don't do that. But there's, I don't feel like communication is necessarily the issue, but I feel like the two of you might dance around the elephant in the room. And I gotta tell you, elephants eat and they get big. That shit gets hard to do after a while. Like at a certain point, you just have to address the elephant in the room, which is this 10 of Wands, okay? Let me see what else we can get. Tell me more about the 10 of Wands. Yeah, so something feels unfair. Justice. So I don't know what it is that happened. I don't know if there was like cheating going on, or even, you know, I almost feel like this wasn't necessarily cheating so much as the entertaining of potentially cheating. It might have been like emotional cheating versus physical cheating is kind of what it feels like. Emotional, mental cheating, like maybe they were talking to someone else, you know, chatting someone else up, but no physicality has actually taken place. And now that this has been discovered, it's a huge burden on the partnership. And I feel like this Queen of Wands is seeking justice, like, because they feel so emotionally betrayed because of this, okay? So justice is being sought in this situation. Tell me more. Yeah, it's you know, I feel like this Queen of Wands has they feel like they've had the rug ripped out from beneath them. Like my chest feels like super heavy, like you know, like heartbreak heavy. They feel very betrayed, and it's like whatever illusions might have been present regarding, you know, the happiness of this partnership, they have been smashed because of this coming out. Okay, you know, this is my 7 deadly sins card. So and here's the thing, because this is landing right in between this couple, between the king and queen of wands, I don't think that either partner is necessarily innocent in this. So even though the king of wands might have done this deed, or, you know, been talking to this person, emotionally cheating or whatnot, I don't feel like this Queen of Wands is exactly innocent either. I'm not exactly sure how. I might come back to that, but that's what the 7 deadly sins really talks about. You know, lust, for example, would be a sin that I could easily see here with this Queen of Cups popping up, and wanting to get some type of justice for that, you know. But I do feel like disillusionment has happened, and And, you know, I'll often call the Seven of Cups too the illusion of choice. Like, and that might be what this King of Wands was going through. You know, them feeling like, okay, well, we may have been together a while, but there's plenty of fish in the sea, and I can just talk to someone else, and, you know, if I want, I can then leave. And it's like this person has the illusion that they really have a choice as to how they go about ending this partnership if they don't want to be in it anymore. And the point is, you can't. You still have to go through the court system. You still have to officially get a divorce if that's the case. You can't just go around and emotionally cheat and think that that's going to supersede anything. It doesn't. Justice is still at play. Okay. Yeah, and here we go. Law enforcement, military. So it's possible that this King of Wands is also military, but I would say they're a lower ranking military member. They probably do a lot of grunt work, a lot of low level work. Or this could be representing, like, oh God, really? This could be talking about domestic violence, but I think that's for a smaller amount of people, and I don't have a whole lot backing that up. It's just that's what I heard. So this could represent the officer that responded to the call when it was made. Okay. Yeah, let's move on. Tell me more about the King of Wands. Okay, Two of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, again, Tower, and then Emperor. Okay, so I do feel like, okay, back to that DV thing. So I feel like this particular King of Wands tends to run his household like he is an emperor. You could possibly be dealing with an Aries just because the Emperor card came up, but I'm definitely feeling more Leo energy with this. This person is a very harsh communicator. I feel like they could potentially be verbally abusive. And whoever this is that they were juggling or potentially emotionally cheating with, this is someone that's at their job. Okay, that's what I feel. So it could be another military member. Or another officer, if that's the case. Again, because the King of Pentacles tends to mean law enforcement, military, something like that. But they're a very harsh communicator. That's part of what the burden is in this partnership, is how the King of Wands is communicating. He's a shitty communicator. He's very angry. And, you know, just drop this bombshell. Like, I feel like he tends to... they tend to think before they speak a lot. So there's a lot of things that they say that are verbally abusive or verbally, what's the word I'm looking for? Hurtful. Yeah, they're cold. Cold. Okay. So I wanted to go back and look at, look at our time real quick. I wanted to go back and look at the Queen of Wands and see, because I'm feeling like even though this King of Wands is absolutely guilty of adding to this burden, I don't feel like the Queen of Wands is innocent, and I want to find out what's going on with that. So this might be someone who stays in the home, is the caretaker of the home. Okay. It's possible that they have very expensive taste here with the Page of Pentacles. They could be also taking care of a child that's involved here, an earth sign child. It's also possible that this Queen of Wands has been entertaining another person outside of the partnership, and I would say this has been going on for quite some time, and maybe that is why the King of Wands did what they did. Like, I'm not blaming, okay? I don't know who did what first and who started what first, okay? But somebody did something first, okay? So, you know, given the fact of the energy of the the Knight of Pentacles, and the amount of time, you know, it's a slow-moving energy, a very slow-moving energy. It makes me think that this emotional affair, if you will, has been going on between it and the Queen of Wands for quite some time. which it's kind of sad that that's the case, because sweetheart, of it's a knight. The knights, I mean, out of all the knights, the Knight of Pentacles is the most likely to stick around, but it's still a knight and you're dealing with a king. Okay, let's see here. Three of Pentacles, could be a business partner. Five of Pentacles, and then the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so now we've got counterparts on the board. This just took a plot twist. Oh. Okay, so you know what? Maybe the burden is an ex. And that would actually make a lot of sense. And why I think this King of Wands might feel intimidated by the ex of the Queen of Wands, okay? And I feel like there is a child that is involved in this, and that child came from a previous relationship with the King of Pentacles, because the King of Pentacles is sitting right here in the middle of this couple, okay? And justice being here, possible divorce, okay? I feel like that's the burden. The burden has to do with a third party. But it's this feels more like a four-party situation. Okay, the King of Wands is dealing with someone else outside of the partnership. And I feel like the Queen of Pentacles, if they're not dealing with, or the Queen of Pentacles, excuse me, the Queen of Wands, if they're not dealing with someone outside of the partnership that's new, then they're back entertaining this previous person, this King of Pentacles, okay? Again, law enforcement, military, okay? Versus the King of Wands, who tends to be hard labor. I always view this as hard labor. So, yeah, I'm not sure how that fits for you, but that's what I've got. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the masculine and feminine energies that you're embodying right now in your situation. Whew. Okay. So there's definitely a trickster energy at play. I feel like I'm going to mispronounce his name, but we've got Ereshkigal. I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing that. I don't mean to offend anybody, but she stands for coercion. Okay. And then on the masculine side, we've got Loki. Loki likes to play. Everybody know he's the Norse god, the Norse trickster god. So, I don't, you know, this, oh my God, this reminds me of a reading that I did. I think it was last year. And it was something along the lines of, you're lying to yourselves and each other. And this is definitely that energy that I'm picking up. So, you know, there's definitely some underhanded energy going on in this particular partnership. It doesn't feel healthy. I do feel like at one point this relationship probably was very healthy. It was very vibrant. It was very loving, you know, it was very stable. And then somewhere along the way, it took a very toxic turn. And that's what you're in the midst of dealing with right now. And I'm really sorry to hear that and to have to deliver that news. But I feel like this isn't new to you. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, this Queen of Wands, I feel like might be a kept woman. She was a kept woman with this King of Pentacles, and she's a kept woman with this King of Wands. And, you know, yeah. I feel like part of the reason that's happening, it could be possible that they own their own business, possibly with this ex, but I feel more like that might have gone defunct and there was some money loss. Okay, so I don't feel like this Queen of Wands has an income coming in or contributing to the family per se, or that's not how she contributes to the family. Excuse me, sorry with the pronouns, okay? I do try to watch that, but I'm human, y'all. Okay, I'm human. So, yeah, you know, there's really not much more that I can say about this, because you would need a personal reading in order to dig specifically into this situation. But what I can say from what I'm seeing is this feels like a very toxic dynamic. And my suggestion would actually be to for the both of you to seek counseling of some sort, to try to reconcile your differences, because it's not healthy for the kid that's stuck in between this four-party situation. If it's an instance where it's an open marriage, I just feel like somebody's not being honest with the other person, and that's what's causing this burden. That's what's causing all these issues, the injustice that's going on. Okay. Let's go ahead and look at your shadow aspect. Sacrifice. Okay. So I feel like, in part, oh, that's interesting. The candle is jumping, and it hasn't been. It's been like pretty much steady this entire time. Y'all can't see it because of the way I got it set up, but I always look to see, if I'm being communicated with. In any case, with sacrifice here, I feel like, and I keep being drawn to the pile with the Queen of Wands in it, but I feel like there is a sacrifice that this person needs to make. Or at least a sacrifice that they're considering. And I feel like that has to do with whether or not they divorce this King of Wands for this King of Pentacles, or to go back to this King of Pentacles, because this could be a scenario, especially because I see the King of Wands as a very hard worker. Like, they're a very, very hard worker. I would say they know how to manage their money very well. Okay. So because of that, the family has, been allowed to become very affluent, or at least somewhat affluent, like, y'all are okay, as far as finances are concerned. But I feel like the Queen of Wands is entertaining actually leaving this person because of the emotional breakdown, because of the toxicity that has come to litter this particular partnership. But what they're considering is the fact is, if they leave this King of Wands and they go for the King of Pentacles, they're not going to have as much money to work with as they did before. That's what's kind of running the decision. So I feel like that's where the coercion is coming into play. I think that's where the trickster element comes into play. It's that whole idea of, I call it greener grass syndrome, but in truth, the grass is green where you water it. Okay, and that goes for both the Queen and the King. Again, I don't know who did what, who's who that's watching this video, but I don't think either of you are innocent in this situation. That's just not what I'm picking up, okay? So, let's look a little bit more into the sacrifice card to see where you're at in your shadow aspects. So, anger. That makes a lot of sense. I'm feeling like both of you are angry, but I feel like the King of Wands is angrier. Okay, or at least this is the way they're expressing it. So the Queen of Wands is expressing her anger through, like, emotional means, nostalgia. They're emoting, whereas, like, this King of Wands just wants to destroy shit. That's what I'm seeing. So, so at this point, I feel like at the stage of anger, this Queen of Wands might be hanging on because they feel obligated to stay in this partnership. I don't know if it's necessarily because of the child or if it's because of the money. It could be either or. I feel like the child isn't the King of Wands. I feel like the child is the child of the King of Pentacles. This is messy, so I'm just gonna go ahead and leave this here. But the sacrifice that these people are making with this relationship, if it's that burdensome, it might be time to go your separate ways, okay? So, obviously, I'm going to say seek counseling. Try to keep the lines of communication open between you, and, it should help. But if you want more details specific to your information, go ahead and reach out to me for a personal reading. You can get that at my website, POACreator.com. And since my camera's about to cut off, that's going to be it. So gratitude for each and every one of you. Thank you so much for joining me. Remember, your peace is your power, and I will see you next time, okay? Bye.